Now, it's not often that I get to test a bike that I know nothing about, because normally when I come to a product launch, you get the engineers, the salespeople, the marketing staff inundating me with all the white papers, where they're going to position the bike in the market. They baffle you with all the information and then let you ride the bike. But here at this multi-brand event that I am attending in Italy, there is a bike brand that is letting me get out on a bike before telling me anything about it, which I reckon is pretty brave. It's a new brand called Avona, and they've got a brand new gravel bike as well. I'm going into this test absolutely blind, not knowing the carbon layout, the geometry, whether it's an adventure bike, a race bike. So yeah, let's delve into the review first of what I think this bike is, how it rides, all that malarkey, and then we'll delve into what it actually is. So shall we get out on these lovely hills? All right, people, that review. I got out on the bike yesterday. I am getting out on it again because I want a second inspection of it, shall we say. Yesterday, I came back and I hate to say this, I wasn't all that impressed. Mainly because every time I went downhill and braked hard, the fork or somewhere up the front just seemed to judder. But I wanted to give the guys the benefit of the doubt. I came back, I said, right, maybe there's something wrong. Is the headset loose? Have I got a dodgy rotor on there? Or is it the fork? Is it the front end that's not particularly designed very well? So I come back, told the guys behind the brand about my problems, and they've said, right, we'll have a look at it and try and put it right. So I'm getting out on the bike again today. This time, different build. We've got SRAM Force Explorer on there. We've got some very fancy wheels, and not their own wheels, because they do their own wheels as well. This time it is the DT Swiss GRC 1400 Primo. Will day 2 be like day 1, or will it be more successful? Will I come back a little bit more of a happier boy? Let's find out. And has my opinion changed from that disconcerting shudder on the front fork? Yes, because it's not happened today, so it definitely was the rotor. As for the rest of the bike, what do I think it is? It's definitely a race orientated gravel bike. You can tell from the details on there. The bars are definitely more, I'm going to say, road orientated than gravel orientated. They're very stiff. They're not exactly my choice of bars. Stiff, not enough flare on there, and quite deep with the aero bit. Got to say, this bar tape though is better than the ones that I had on yesterday. Comfort wise though, yes, it gets a thumbs up from me. Definitely a comfortable bike, even on some of the big hits that I've taken over the past 2 days. And that seat post, I think it's got a bit of good fore and aft movement on it. Is it within the design parameters that they've thought of? It sits really nice on the road, even though sometimes it feels a little bit disjointed, the front and rear. It never loses exactly where you want to be on the road. And I got to say, it does feel fast. These tyres, never used them before, but I will again if I want some fast gravel tyres. On this sort of loose pack, dusty surfaces, they absolutely fly. Is there going to be enough clearance on this frame for your adventurers? No, because I do believe this is an out-and-out race bike. On the road, like any bike with, I'm going to say, what feels like a relatively slack head angle, doesn't climb particularly well, doesn't feel nippy up the climbs. One thing I really do like is the little details. Like, this is definitely not a stock standard item, the storage box. You've got these little cable, you've got the bungees on there for being able to shove something underneath there so it doesn't get lost down there. And I'm guessing you can screw a little bag to it, but yeah, I've not seen that on any other gravel bike yet. Neat idea. And the other thing with this is it's all rubberized around the edges for stopping it rattling around, because let's be honest, there is some gravel bikes that have this sort of thing on there and they do rattle, so you're not going to get any rattlings there. Plus, it is dead easy to click on and off. There's rubber there, and there's also like a little bit of rubber underneath here for sealing. So I'm guessing whoever's behind this brand knows what they're doing. They're definitely geeks, shall we say. But is there a unique selling point? Not that I've come across yet, because these guys, new to the market, need to have something for that hook, don't they? Let's find out what it's all about though. There we have it. my views on the bike, but am I right? And who are Avona? Well, it's a bike brand from two gentlemen who have been around the industry for 17 and 20 years, Max Koch and Jonas Muller. They've worked for brands such as DT Swiss, BMC, Santa Cruz, started their own company called Arcade and MK Cycles, but they've gone it alone again and doing something a little bit different with Avona because they want to have full control over everything from the design to releasing the bike without watering anything down. Because we are big manufacturers, there's always a little bit of a separation between the true idea and what gets released, because all them steps along the way can change a bike. Max and Jonas want to keep things on track and true to their ideas, and they're looking at making performance bikes, and that is what the Calice is. I was right, it's an aero race gravel bike, or a performance gravel bike I should say, because though it has been in the wind tunnel, though it has had 40 different iterations of the bike designed and developed, they've not just looked at the performance from the tubing profiles, but from everything that goes on the bike as well. Now, I never thought I'd say this about a bike brand, but they're looking at it from a holistic package where everything matters, where everything saves an extra watt here and there, and that's what they mean by keeping control of their true idea of what the bike should be from start to finish. Because on every one of the models that this bike is available in, from your rival build right up to your red build, comes with a ceramic speed waxed chain. They all come with those nice Hutchinson tyres that I've complimented already, because they've put everything in the wind tunnel and worked out what works best together. They're claiming that it's 44 watt saving over, I'm not going to say an undisclosed bike, but a bike that they've worked with before, an Arcade gravel bike. Now, does that mean that the Arcade gravel bike wasn't performance ready, or does it mean that this is really good? I will let you decide, but 44 watts is a huge saving. It's a big claim, and I do believe all those little details make more of a difference than a few tubing profiles, especially for a gravel bike, because I'm not sure how much aero matters in that regard. So yeah, there's one of the unique selling points that I was looking for with this bike. Let's delve into the details though. It will come in 5 sizes, extra small to extra large. Another unique selling point for this bike is the customization. Though they have fine-tuned everything for performance, you can change it all your contact points, all your bits and pieces for sizing, so you can get all that nailed and dialed. You can even have a mullet group set on there if you want, with a SRAM Explorer group set. Change tyre width, change tyres, change wheels, whatever you want. Another nice little feature is that you can even buy it as a raw carbon finish, so you can get it painted up to however you want. Now, you only ever usually get that with custom bikes, don't you? So there we are. There are your unique selling points, and all of them are built to order. They're not hanging up there collecting dust in the warehouse. Price wise though, it's not where it falls down, but it's where it gets a little bit complicated. Frame set alone is 3,500 euros, which it sits in the ballpark of pretty much every other performance gravel bike out there. So you've got to question why you would buy that over anybody else's frame out there when you're not getting the full performance out of it that they're claiming with their holistic package. The cheaper end bikes, the ones with a rival group set, though they do come with those nice tyres, that ceramic speed chain, retail at, I think it's 4,600 euros. I'm saying that's a little bit more than quite a lot of the manufacturers out there. For instance, the recent Orbea Terra race that I've tried comes in at 700 euros, less than that. Admittedly, cheaper tyres, no ceramic speed chain on there, but it is something you can change yourself and still doesn't come up to the price of this bike. The thing is, if you buy the more expensive version of this bike with the SRAM red on there and your DT Swiss GRC 1008 100 wheel set, a wheel set I really like, it comes in at 10 grand, which is very competitive at that section of the market. Expensive but competitive. So there we have it. We've had the review, we've had the information, it's been all back to front. What have I learned? Well, I've learned that you should never judge a book by its cover. You should always go out and test the bike and see how it is, rather than read all the reference material. because all that fluff that brands send out generally means nothing. It's how it feels out on the road, and everybody's different. Everyone will react to a bike differently. So no matter if that frame's 50 grams lighter than that frame, go out and test it. Don't disregard any bike that takes your fancy just because the jargon says you should. The other thing I've learned, I suppose, is that there's plenty of brands out there making nice bikes but aren't digging down into the fine details like Avona are, and it would be nice to see more brands do it, more brands offering those finer details that make a bike a little bit different and not forcing you to go out and do it yourself. But what do you think? Shall I get more bikes in that I know nothing about? Get my work colleagues to tape them all up with duct tape over the names before I ride them? Definitely something I wouldn't mind doing. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And as always, thank you for watching and enjoy your riding.